Hello, all the crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite. Welcome back to Pokemon Ultramoon. Last time we emerged from Diglett Cave, where we fought a bunch of things that were not Diglett. And today, hello? Alright, you're having a little bit too much fun there, mister. I feel like this isn't the first time Pokemon has pulled that gag. We kind of had something like this with Zoroark in Gen 5, didn't we? This is a Ditto, I guess. You're level 29. Alright. You're probably going to be faster than me. You're going to transform, because that's all you can do right now. And if I use a water-type move on you, you're gonna be resisted by it. Can I try and catch this thing? Let's see. Let's go and do one of those, and... yeah, that didn't really do much, did it? If I transform into, for example, Strewn over here, you're gonna be weak to Twister should Ditto decide to use it. But... I think it's probably still my best option. Leer. Alright. Try not to do anything bad like that. Like Twister. Actually, Twister's a special attack, so Leer wouldn't really affect its damage. Anyway, I'm going to use Dragon Rage. I'm then going to paralyze it, and then we'll just try and catch it. Alright. So, not quite as low HP as I'd like, but... You avoided the attack? That's right. Starting in Gen 6, Thunder Wave can miss, can't it? That was not the case for a long time. You're going to... Now you're going to be paralyzed, and I should be able to just toss Pokeballs at you and see if we can catch ourselves a Ditto. Paralyzed on the first turn is a nice way to start things off. Alright. So, I've got... And again, I didn't use my Timer Ball, or my Quick Ball, rather. I've got 10 of them. Apparently. I'm just going to go and toss a Heal Ball at you. Or a Great Ball. Whichever one that is. Either of them should work, probably, at this point. And we've caught ourselves a Ditto. Okay. Not too much trouble. Anyway, this does appear to be a police station. I don't know why. I don't know what it says about the police that they're going to be so easily impersonated like that, but Bubble Beam, yes please. That is going to... What power is that? 65 power? That's slightly stronger than Water Pulse. Let's learn Bubble Beam over Water Pulse. And it can lower speed rather than confusing, right? Which I think is a little bit more useful. So Ditto's data is going to be added to the Pokedex. We are not going to add Ditto to my team. Or do any of those other things. Alright. A Ditto is disguised as my partner. Are the Ditto 5 responsible for this? The Ditto 5 love humans so much that they transform into humans. They are very troublesome. They mean no harm, but they mess up people's relationships, so they are registered as wanted Pokemon. But where in the world did my partner go? By any chance, the Ditto... Well, Ditto would have had to have seen him in order to transform. I had a cold and was in bed for a while. We are never going to speak of this again. You're going to give me a lot of money for that, though. Lately in Konikoni City, there are sightings of people who might actually be Ditto. I'm investigating these cases. You found out my partner was actually a Ditto. It would be reassuring if I could get your help. Alright, that sounds like yet another slightly ridiculous side quest. So, there's a seller who interacts with customers in a bizarre way. A Ditto may be involved. Defeat or catch Ditto. Either way, please report it to me. So, if there's going to be the Ditto 5... then most likely that was one, and there's going to be 4 more somewhere. So I will I'll take care of that should I happen to run into any of them. Alright, headbutt over tackle, yes please. Almost double the power and with a chance of making the target flinch. Let's see. Are there any other You are not a trainer. There does seem to be a couple people out here. The dead can sleep in peace, here in the shadow of Tapu Lele's sacred ruins, the ruins of life. They say that's why Memorial Hill was built here long ago. Alright, are we by the cemetery of this island? Alright, just a random guess, that's a cross accuracy. You are a fisherman, but you are gonna fight me. Okay. I didn't see the shade on the screen, so I wasn't sure. Interesting, the bulletproof ability actually came in useful for once. So, bulletproof is not a very useful ability in most cases. It will block certain types of moves from working. For example, acid spray in that case. I want to say it's the artillery moves whose names reference things like artillery. I expect like bomb related moves or like bullet punch or that sort of thing would mostly be counted. And like, it's not very good and competitive. The times where it comes in handy are pretty rare, but once in a while it will go off like that, which I suppose is nice to have. So that guy is flipping his Pokeball over there in the cemetery. There's a little kid over there who... I don't know why you're just letting a little kid wander around a cemetery, but we can make the camera go a little wild because it's trying to blip between a bunch of different trainers who are pretty close together. Kind of surprised a Magby gave a water type that much trouble. Anyway, that is a cleanse tag. Okay. That'll keep some evil spirits away or something like that. We can go and talk to this other guy who's flipping his Pokeball off on the other side of the graveyard. Alright. One thing that Z moves are good for is... I guess I'll heal with items after every battle just because there's I have enough items and I'm not really trying to conserve them. One thing Z moves are good for is ending fights like that quickly, which I should maybe do more often. Ouch. Does Fufu have an ability or something that reduces damage from, like, contact moves or something? Because I was not doing a lot of damage to it in that fight, and I do vaguely remember some kind of mechanic like that. Anyway, there was Team Skull over there, right? But I think I need to actually go heal after that because, well, my team is not in very good shape right now, let's just say. So that is something I almost ran past. That is a Dusk Ball. That will make it easier to catch Pokemon at night or in caves. Definitely one of the better specialty Pokeballs. Let me go and run in this direction, and we'll see there's a flag right in front of the Pokemon Center, but can I get into the Pokemon Center without activating it? Got a bit more of a Japan theme here, have we? What's going on over there? I feel like at least 2 of those were Ditto. Anyway, so the Pokemon Center's over here. The plot is over in the other direction. I'm just going to run off into here. And let's see. So while I'm here, let's see what this bartender's got. It is 21 o'clock. That would be 9 p.m. Alright. Again, these are all things we've seen before. But since I'm here, I'll humor him. And he can tell me about his life or give me Pokebeans or something like that. Pineapple juice. I selected one at random, and I guess this is the one that I ended up on. Better than berry juice from a shuckle. There is a lot of text associated with all these. I think every single one, even the times that I bought the same drink, the text has been different. Alright. You... Oh, you're referring to the Stuffle. Yeah, it's either here to help or it's here to steal people's food. As is often the case with dogs. Alright, now you're asking the hard questions. You see, this is one of those don't think about it mechanics of Pokemon. It makes sense if you don't think about it. Alright. Aether Foundation member over here who is impressed by my Rotom Dex. You probably want to see something, don't you? Hoot Hoot. I don't think I have a Hoot Hoot. I hope that when I'm editing this, I bother to write down all the people who say they want things. Alright, what are you selling? Cross items? Alright, nothing special. And, since I'm here, I guess I will go buy some more healing items or something like that, because they're not too expensive. Grab some more Ultra Balls, too, because I tend to use them. They're not too expensive, and couldn't hurt to have a couple extras. Okay, let's finish off whatever we didn't get to first time around while we were in here. And there's definitely a Team Skull member down here. I did see that. What's the trainer tips? Yeah, that's definitely something that I would put in a graveyard. Alright, what are you up to? Probably not very good. Oh, it's Punk Girl. It's not Team Skull. Well, that's like half a step up, I guess. Alright. Unfortunately... Actually, maybe I wouldn't say unfortunately, but just the way that things are probably going to go for a while in this game is that it's going to be kind of like this, in that there's something behind these trees. I'm going to be kind of, even if I'm on the same level as the things I'm fighting, I'm going to be kind of overpowered because a lot of my team is not going to evolve until later. Pico's going to be alright for a while, obviously, he's a starter. So he should be okay. Oh, Akala outskirts. So this keeps going around the other side. I guess we'll keep going in this direction, go on a little adventure. Stroon is probably going to be not very strong until late game. Foos is probably also going to be not very strong until late game. I could, once the Lug becomes a Seadra, I should be able to evolve him into a Kingdra kind of whenever, so I might use that. I did not get a lot of experience for that. I might use that kind of as a way to, like, modulate my own difficulty however I feel like playing it. We'll see. So, if I come up here... Alright, didn't even get a chance to think about healing before you saw me. Ow. What else is there up here? How much is there up here? Alright, so there is more up here. So I think what I'm gonna do is, if I don't see any like, items or anything in the grass, I'm gonna fly back to town, and then I'm gonna come back again. Alright, yeah, let me do that. Ghastly. Alright. I have quick balls. Gonna remember to use quick balls. I guess I could also just toss a dusk ball because it is, like, night right now. Oh, is that a critical capture? I think that was the first critical capture of this game. Not bad. Wingull! Wingull, same deal? So for those of you who don't know, if you didn't hear, the Pokeball made a little, like, shinging noise, for lack of better things to call it, when I first threw it, and then it only shook once. That is a critical capture, and that is, after you've caught a certain number of Pokemon, there is a chance that, like, a random throw of a Pokeball will be much easier to catch. Basically, it'll be a much increased catch rate on a random attempt, and the odds of getting that do go up the more Pokemon you have caught. For example, the Pokeball will only shake once instead of the usual 3 times. I think that was introduced in Black and White 1, and the first time I saw it, I was so confused. Anyway, this is the Ruins of Life. Alright, so there are no more trainers up here, I think. We are going to make our way in here. We will be back here later. This is going to be... looks like a strength puzzle. Alright. So this is going to be something that we'll have to come back and do later. Alright, back to town then. So I'll do a little bit of exploring town before I go and end this off. I won't do the whole thing, I don't think, because it does look like there's quite a lot of people to talk to here. You're the happiness checker. I guess we can go and check our starter, or maybe our second in command, because they've been on the team for the longest. I'm guessing it's pretty high. Alright. Very nice. Let's not do my whole team. Let's see, things that I've been told to watch out for are people who may or may not be Ditto. You're a technical machine shop. Don't have a lot of money. Yeah, I can't buy any of those. Later on, I'll come back, waste some money there. You are not acting funny, or probably really talking funny is the tell. So if I find another shopkeeper who incensed, that's for breeding. Some of them also have battle effects. Alright, no, thank you. Massages. That is one way to increase your Pokemon's happiness, which, for what it's worth, Loke might want, because he kind of died a couple of times. You're the hairstylist. Alright, so I can change my hairdo if I wanted to, which I don't really want to. I've always felt that, like, the customization options in Pokemon games these days are pretty good, but, I feel like the, hairstyles usually leave a little bit to be desired. I don't know if in Scarlet and Violet or in Legend ZA if that's been expanded upon. Anyway, so that was the hairstylist. This is going to be the fashion, like the clothing outlet. That little kid is apparently not the one who's probably maybe a Ditto. Bluish purple. Yeah. Later in the game, when I have a lot more money to waste, I will come here to waste it. No traditional looking clothes here that go well with my Oranguru. What would you even dress a Pokemon in? Anyway, let's see. This is another one. Is this a restaurant? This looks like food and knife on the door. All right. Oh, is this gonna be one of those places where you can like have a gauntlet while you wait to eat or something like that? Because that's been a thing in Pokemon games for a while now. Z sets. Yeah, sure. What does that mean? I wasn't reading. Is like the kitchen staff gonna come out and fight me? Meat sauce. Pasta and eggs. Two heart scales. Okay, so if you want to relearn a move, I guess that's a place where you can effectively buy heart scales with extra steps. All right, 36 totem stickers. There are some other patrons who you can talk to. All right, none of you really had anything interesting to say. This cook back there. I for some reason I really did feel like he was gonna fight me, but maybe I'm thinking of something else in some other game. What's upstairs? All right, we've got some Magmar. Captain Kiyue gave me the Magmar. Is this the part of the game where you'll see them like helping out in the kitchen? I remember there was something like that somewhere in some game. Or did I already see that? I might have already seen that in this game. Let's see, there's a bunch of, Really? I can just take a nap. Would that have healed me if I wasn't already at full health? I didn't hear the jingle. And this one isn't doing it. That's very strange. Alright, let's go downstairs. And I think that's it for now. I think I'm gonna end this off here. So next time. Alright, fine, there's one more here. Oh, you're the alright, I will save that for later. Because I think that is Olivia's place. Next time, we're gonna go into Olivia's place. And probably beat her up or something. My name is Dragonite, this has been Pokemon Ultra Moon. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to that Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.